Hello and welcome to this demo. In this demo, we're going to see two ways of running Ansible. First, using the Ansible command, and then using the Ansible Playbook command. Sometimes you may want to use Ansible for a one-off task, such as to test connectivity between the Ansible controller and the targets, or to run a command, say for example to shut down a set of servers. In that case, you can get away without writing a playbook by running the Ansible command followed by the host and the command to reboot the hosts. We also used this Ansible command in the previous demo to use the ping module to test connectivity to the target servers. We will learn about modules in the upcoming lecture, but check out the syntax here. So this is an imperative style of execution. There are no playbooks involved. You're running separate Ansible commands for each operation. So this is not an ideal use case of Ansible unless you wish to use it for exceptional cases. The real usage of Ansible is with playbooks. In the previous lecture, we learned about playbooks. We will now use the Ansible playbook command to execute those playbooks. So that is a declarative approach. The playbooks can now be saved on source code repositories like GitHub and managed centrally. So remember, the Ansible playbook command requires you to develop a playbook. So let's jump into the demo. So I'm on the Ansible controller machine and I have a project folder created named as project-1. This is a test project. Inside this, I have the inventory.txt file. This is the same file that we created in the previous demo. It has information about the two target servers, target 1 and target 2. Now we're going to use the Ansible command and see how we can execute a module only by using Ansible command, but without a playbook. So we're going to run Ansible followed by the host name that we want to target. We could either do target 1 or target 2, or if you have a group, as we learned in the inventory lecture, you can specify that as well. But in this case, in the inventory file, we haven't really created a group. However, there is a group that Ansible creates by default, and that's called the all group. And the all group simply means that it's a built-in group that Ansible creates, and it has all the servers in our inventory file part of that group. So if you look at the inventory file, you won't see a group named all, but Ansible creates it internally. And so both the target 1 and target 2 servers are part of that. Next in the command comes the Ansible module. So we will use the -m parameter and specify the module that we're going to use. And the module is ping in this case. And that is followed by -i parameter to specify the inventory file. Now remember, both the Ansible and the Ansible playbook commands require the inventory file specified through the -i parameter. Okay, when I now execute it, it comes back with the message that the pings are successful and Ansible is able to establish connectivity to the target servers. So that's one way of executing Ansible using the Ansible command. We will now look at the second way, and for this we need to create a file, the playbook file, and I'm going to create a playbook file named playbook-pingtest.yaml. Now remember, your YAML files can be named either YAML as with the extension YAML or YML, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to use the VI editor to create the file. I'll start with a dash to indicate the start of the first play, and on the next line I'm going to add 2 spaces followed by the name and a colon. So that's the playbook, that's the name of the play, and I will name it as test connectivity to target servers. So that's going to be the name of the play. Now the next line, again followed by 2 spaces, I'm going to add hosts. And in this case, host is going to be all. You can either have target 1, target 2, or any group, or the default group, which is all. And that is followed by tasks on the next line. tasks is an array, so I'm going to start with a dash and then followed by name. This is the name of the first task. I'm going to name it as ping test, and on the next line I'll have the module name, which is going to be ping. And the ping does not require any attributes, so I'm just going to save the file and exit. Now if I list, I see that I have two files in the current directory, the inventory file and the playbook file. I can see the contents of the playbook file with the cat command. To execute the playbook, I'm going to use the Ansible-playbook command, followed by, now I don't need to specify the hosts here as I did it for the Ansible command, because I have the hosts specified inside the playbook. So I don't need that. I can directly specify the playbook name, which is playbook-ping test. And this is followed by, as I said before, the inventory file information with the -i parameter. Okay, when I now execute, you can see the play information about the first play, and then the task inside the play, and then finally a summary of the execution. And the task for both the hosts is successful, as you can see with the OK message. So if you look at the output of the Ansible playbook command, you can see that it's presented in a well-formatted way with the play information, the task that it ran, and finally the summary. However, the output of the Ansible command earlier didn't actually give us any of those, because it just gave us the result of the module execution. Well, that's it for this demo. Going forward, we'll see more examples and more complex playbooks. Thank you for your time, and I will see you in the next demo.